Guerrilla Games has always been a staple developer of Sony Worldwide Studios, but it wasn't until Horizon Zero Dawn that really demonstrated what this developer is capable of. Long known for the Killzone series, a futuristic first-person shooter, Guerrilla is stepping into new waters with Horizon, an open-world action RPG, and I'm absolutely pleased to say that if Killzone didn't prove to you what these guys can do, Horizon will. Horizon Zero Dawn takes place in a futuristic setting where robots and AI have ruled the land while humanity has fallen back to antiquated tribes. You play as Aloy, a youthful girl who has been labeled as a motherless outcast for all of her life. Early on, Aloy sets out on an adventure to learn more of her past and why she has been cast out. The story quickly unfolds into a greater understanding of the world she lives in and how the robots came to be. The narrative is immediately engaging. Aloy quickly becomes a character that you want to root for. And just as that excitement for Aloy starts to peak, events are unfolded that take a dramatic U-turn. The lore and the backstory is immensely intriguing, and picking up all the extra text logs and voice memos is well worth the search. It's one of those situations where I think to myself, this story isn't just good, it's linear narrative good. And for an open world RPG, that's a great achievement, because there really is very little compromise here. In terms of other more specific RPG elements, Horizon has its fair share of conversation options that seem for the most part well-rounded and easy to follow through with. Most NPCs cannot be talked to, but ones that can are always of interest for story or quests. The world itself is full of dangerous enemies and even hostile human enemies. Topography is well varied. There's mountains, a desert, a jungle, forested areas, and building ruins of the past civilization, all of which can be explored very early on. Gameplay in Horizon sees you using mostly primitive bows, slings, and traps to fight all the metal machines you encounter, and it creates this sort of uphill battle with most encounters. Until you're well leveled, you'll find yourself not up to task with dealing with bigger machines. Many times throughout my playthrough, I actively avoided encounters. There was almost this fear instilled in me that sometimes going for the kill and the loot just wasn't worth it at the time, and when you do go for a larger kill, it feels very rewarding. You can scan enemies for their weak points, and you can learn more about what you need to use to make your kill more efficient. Which brings us more to the star of the show, Horizon's machines. Some aren't hostile, but most of them are, and a lot of them mimic animals and dinosaurs, and they are breathtaking. Machines like Tall Necks and Thunderjaws really do make you take a step back and realize how cool they can be. And while exploring the environment was fun, nothing was more exciting than scanning a machine I hadn't seen before. Some of the lesser moments of Horizon is the monotonous looting and inventory management. Early on, you grab everything you find and then you'll max out your inventory. You can expand all of it by category, but a lot of that requires hunting regular animals in the environment. That gets old fast when you can't find a specific item drop. Now once you're done expanding, you'll max out all your resources again. This continues over and over, and it becomes irrelevant when you acquire higher tiered weapons, because at that point, loot and items become more of a chore. You also have to buy fast traveling in the game, and that'll require even more hunting. There's a few side quests in the game, and most of them are enjoyable, though you'll find that between side quests and main quests, they're very formulaic. Tracking footprints is something you're going to do more times than you'll care for. The highlights are fighting human-infested camps or corrupted machine zones, where it's pure fighting. There are also trial grounds where you can be timed for specific takedowns, and these are a lot of fun too. Overall, Horizon is on the shorter side of the RPG spectrum. You can do everything in the game in around 50 to 60 hours, long enough for you to enjoy your stay, and short enough for you to not get sick of it. On the technical side of things, Horizon runs well and it looks great. This is one damn good looking open world RPG. Play around with the picture mode and Aloy just looks incredible. All conversations with NPCs look great, the environment is richly detailed, and machines are epic. This is a very easy game to look at, and performance problems were pretty much non-existent in my playthrough. I mostly played on a PS4 Pro, which offers modes to favor frame rate or resolution, but on a base PS4, the game still looked incredible and it ran very smooth. Despite the lackluster looting and repetitive tracking quests, there was never really a moment where I was complaining. It wasn't until I started doing this review where I really had to think about what Horizon did wrong, and there really isn't that much. Any other nitpicks or problems that really bugged me have been patched. Guerrilla has done a great job at tweaking the bits and bobs to make the game just that much more enjoyable or accessible. On all accounts, Horizon Zero Dawn is undeniably awesome. The story and world Guerrilla built is here to last. I was always rooting for Aloy and shaping her personality with the conversations I had, and combat was a hurdle that felt rewarding and exciting during each encounter. Every moment I spent here was filled with intrigue, empathy, and desire, and I would do it all over again in a heartbeat.